and welcome to How to Deal When the Shit Gets Real podcast. I'm Rietta.
And I'm Connie. And we're two crazy cousins that are in Dreamland this week. I know, it's lame. I should have thought of a better one, honestly.
No, I was just being in Dreamland.
Oh, okay. I thought we were pausing for like dramatic music or something. I don't know.
We could. I could put some dramatic music in there.
Pause for laughter here. For like really bad fake laughter of a podcast.
Yeah, the like 90s sitcom laugh. Yeah.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. We're going to add that in right away. So we're talking about dreams.
Yeah, Connie and I both kind of thought it was a good idea because my recent novel came from a dream and the novel she's working on came from a dream. And I don't know if everybody dreams, but I feel like most people experiences dreams at some point or another. So let's talk about them.
Yeah, everybody dreams, but we forget 95% of them.
Well, there you go. That's why not everybody thinks that they do.
Exactly. And it's also crazy. Like, I never knew this because, we do a little bit of research. And we apparently try anyway. The standard dream is you dream 6 times in a night, which I thought, wow, that's a lot.
That is a lot.
And even the article is like, yeah, that seems like a lot, but you forget 95% of them.
Well, that's true. That makes sense. And, people are different too. Like my husband probably couldn't even tell you the last time that he remembered a dream, and I dreamed last night. So everybody's different with how much, like how often you feel like you dream and remember versus when you don't.
Yeah, same. My dream was really actually kind of sad.
I feel like I should keep a notepad next to I should go back to doing that. I used to do it, and I feel like I should go back to keeping a notepad. I stopped because none of my gibberish made any sense.
Well, I mean, that's a good reason to stop. Well, I feel like I always remember the dreams like right before I'm about to wake up for like the day.
Which makes the most sense because that's the most current thing in your mind.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So I always remember those. But I mean, there's also like 2 different, not types, but like thoughts on dreams. Like some people like interpret dreams, like what you're thinking and feeling. And I'm sure psychology, they still do it today. I don't know. I actually didn't research it, but I probably should have, and that's fine. And then like science is more of, it's just things you see throughout your day, your memories. That's pretty much it. Like it's not really anything that is going to tell you your future or how you're feeling and thinking.
Yeah, I had a friend in high school that used to carry around a dream book, and you could look up different words and it would tell you like if you dreamed of an alligator, what it meant. And it was kind of interesting. I mean, obviously I don't know how much truth or not truth there is to it, but it was interesting to see what they said certain things supposedly meant.
Oh my God, that'd be fun. I'm going to go get one right now. That sounds that sounds very like entertaining just for some shit. That sounds like a good party game. And like the meaning of dreams or whatever, like Freud studied that and believed that like your dreams had this deeper internal meaning. So you never know.
Yeah, that sometimes they say it's your subconscious trying to tell you things that you've been not paying attention to. So they put it into your dreams. And
yeah, I mean, they actually, on this article that I looked up, they did kind of segment different types of dreams. And one is prophetic, where you believe it's showing you like the future, what's about to happen, or it's like messages from beyond. And actually, that happened to me.
I feel like I've had that too, because like, you had those deja vu moments where you're like, this has happened already, but like you really just dreamed about it? I've definitely had those moments.
I've had those moments plus, and the day our grandfather died, I dreamed of him telling me goodbye and that he loves me. The night it happened.
You never told me that.
Yes.
That is crazy.
Yes. And it happened on my wedding night as well. Him coming to me and like telling me how much Tom loves me and that we'll be happy and stuff like that. So
just for a little extra background, guys, Connie actually got married on our grandpa's birthday. So that's also why that makes sense.
Yes, I think so. I mean, and I was particularly like, we spent a lot of time, like me and my brothers, we spent a lot of time at my grandparents' house.
Hmm.
So they were always babysitting us. So in that other sense, that also makes sense to me too. Not that he isn't close
Absolutely.
to all of the nieces, not nieces, wow, grandkids.
Yeah, no, we all had a great relationship with both grandma and still with grandma and with grandpa.
Yeah. I mean, some more than others, but because I feel like we have a
Yeah.
couple of cousins that really weren't as close.
No, they're
But
definitely, I mean,
that's
that's kind of
distance.
how it, yeah, that's just, yeah. And that's just how it is too. Some people just don't bond like others do.
But yeah, so that's what I meant by like the prophetic dreams. But the deja vu thing has happened to me, but it's not like I can point out to like one like holy shit like deja vu moment. It's normally like simple things.
Yeah, 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 same. So since you gave us one of the types of dreams, why don't you give us another one?
Um, well, let's, I mean, I guess we're jumping around, but obviously there's just like the random strand, the standard dreams, and your dreams can be nicer or like more like relaxing if the less stress you are. So like say
Makes sense.
you've been having like really bad dreams, and see, this goes to the next topic. So if you've been having bad dreams, try like less stress, because that's also how you get nightmares. So do you guys want, what do you think? Should I give them the list of like the things that help create nightmares, or do you think everybody knows?
No, I think we should always go over stuff, and I'm down to hear it because I've been having nightmares, but I don't know if I can really get rid of my stress being a single parent right now. But let's hear it.
So there's the first one is obvious. Reading or watching something disturbing
That
can,
makes sense.
that, you know, especially considering they're saying, well, your dreams are thoughts and images you've seen. So,
And it's the last thing you see
um,
before you go to bed, so that makes sense.
yeah, eating
Okay.
before bed I thought was interesting.
Okay.
Sleep deprivation,
hmm
medication, being sick, and then sleeping disorders are some of the things that can lead to nightmares. And obviously, like I said, stress can, you know, de-stressing can help relieve nightmares.
And
And
all of
then
those make
obvious,
sense.
oh yeah, and then like a subcategory of that is the night terrors, but that's an extreme of nightmares, basically.
Yeah, my little guy's been having those.
Oh no.
It's actually it's kind of crazy because he almost like sleepwalks too, which I didn't figure out right away because he'd cut, he does the normal thing that a kid does when they have a nightmare. They come in your room, mommy, I had a bad dream. And I'm like, oh, what happened? And he starts like yammering gibberish. Like, Among Us is the new game that all the kids are playing. So he came in, he's like, I was trying to do tasks. And I'm like, what?
Mm-hmm.
So then I take him into bed with me. And what I've noticed now, because I used to try to wake him, and you're actually not supposed to do that. You're
Supposed
not
to.
supposed to
Mm-hmm.
wake them. So I just kind of brought him into bed with me and I hold him. And at least from what I can tell, he like shakes kind of like you do when you're cold. Like he does the
Mm-hmm.
shaking like when you're cold. And then once he stops, it seems like he's woken up. So I'm pretty sure anyway. This is just me trying to figure this out because it's kind of a newer thing. He just started doing it fairly recently. And then he kind of wakes up and he's like, "Oh, okay, I'm gonna go back to bed now." I'm like, "Okay."
Do you think it has like any like bad effect on him, or is it all right?
Not according to the doctor, because I actually asked my therapist about it, and she actually says it's more traumatizing to me than him because he usually doesn't remember it.
Oh,
Kids don't
okay.
remember it because they're so like deep into it. The thing that's just really creepy about it is like his eyes get like really big and he looks absolutely freaking terrified. But
So it's basically terrifying for you
yes,
because
but
he
he
has no
doesn't.
clue.
He tells me he remembers, but then I'm like, okay, well then tell me, and then he can't tell me any details. So I don't think. I think he
He
just remembers
really
like,
does.
no, he doesn't really remember. He just remembers like waking up and like being with me all of a sudden. And then he's like, wait, what happened?
Mm-hmm.
So for any parents out there that do have kids that have night terrors, something that I learned: do not wake them up as much as you want to because they're looking absolutely terrified. You got to let them just come out of it.
Yeah, a night terror. That also goes for sleepwalking too. Did you know I did that as a kid?
I did not know that.
Like, I think twice, like twice or three
So
times.
not a lot.
No, no, not a lot, but I definitely heard about it from my mom.
Of course, mom's got to tell you stories.
Yes, because I walked into the one time I walked into her room, I walked into her bathroom. I grabbed her Mickey Mouse watch that she keeps in her bathroom because she like would wear it every day.
Hmm.
And she was like, "What's going on? Like, are you okay?" And I growled at her and I went to
Hmm.
bed. So,
Interesting.
yeah, mm-hmm.
You must
I
have
bet
been.
my mom was like, "What the hell?"
I guess you really wanted that Mickey Mouse watch.
I guess I don't remember any of it. Like you said, um.
Okay, so you
So
heard it. You heard it here first, guys. No eating before bed, and don't watch The Exorcist before you go to sleep.
and don't wake a person up when they're sleepwalking. Good thing my mom didn't. I mean, I already growled at her, so she's
She
like, "I'm
probably,
not going to test it further."
yeah, she's probably like, I'm out. You go back to bed, and I'll make sure I'll watch you walk there. I'll see you in the morning.
So then the next type of dream is lucid dreams. And that's if you know you're dreaming and like you could change your dream, basically. Not everybody can control their dream, but some people will be able to be like, oh, yeah, I was dreaming. And this affects 55% of people.
Hmm. Okay. So, do lucid dreams fall into the category of like when you know you're dreaming and you're trying to wake yourself up from the dream and you're like slapping yourself in your dream and yelling at yourself to
Yes.
wake up and then you eventually wake
Yes.
up?
That is exactly it.
I had one of those a couple nights ago and I hate those because you're literally like screaming at yourself and you're in your sleep and you finally get yourself to wake up, but you're still so tired that like you're fighting to keep yourself awake once you actually get out of it.
Well, I wonder if next time you try to actually control the dream,
Maybe I'll have to try
just
that.
just just like enjoy the ride instead of being like, "No, I must wake up."
I don't, it just want to, I feel like the same thing or close to the same thing always happens. Like I'm in a dream, I don't know it's a dream, and then usually I try to go turn on a light and the light doesn't come on. And I'm like, damn it, I'm dreaming. Now I gotta wake up.
Oh, that's funny. That's interesting.
The light
Yeah,
never turns on.
I've had like a few lucid dreams, but it was nothing where I was like, "Oh my God, I have to wake up." Like, and I try waking myself up. It's more of like just a thought in my head, like, "Oh yeah, this is a dream. That's fine. Let's just roll with it. Whatever." It's never anything like scary, and I don't particularly remember a lot of it at the end.
Yeah, see, I think mine are scary, and that's why I'm trying to turn on the light to get rid of the scariness, and then the light doesn't turn on, and then I'm like, ah,
You're like, "No, time to wake up."
pretty much.
So then there's daydreams, which everybody knows. It's basically dreaming while awake. And it can look like you're lost in thoughts, but like those are not the same things.
You're more like
It,
zoned out, like somebody has to be like,
no, actually, they said no, it's you're actually dreaming while awake,
okay.
but you're not, it looks like you were zoned out or like you're lost in thoughts, but you're actually having like a physical dream.
Oh, okay.
I don't have any statistics on that one, like how many people daydream. I probably did in school before, but I don't remember.
I don't really remember daydreaming either, but I'm sure I probably have at some point. It's one of those things where you just like don't remember.
Or I think it's also possible that you misconstrue it as like, oh, I was just like lost in my thoughts.
Yeah, that's true. Or that. Like they said it's not, but like you think it is.
Exactly.
Okay.
So then there are recurring dreams, and I've had a couple of these where they repeat more than once, and like the common ones are like you're being chased, you're falling, you're frozen with fear. Those are your common reoccurring dreams. I've had a
Oof.
couple
I
of
hate those
those.
falling dreams where you literally like you wake up feeling like you landed in your bed.
Yes, and you're like, ah.
Yeah,
And you,
exactly.
yeah, and the whole bed moves. You're like, what the hell? I think I
Yep.
scared Tom with that one time.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
pretty sure I have with Kyle too before we got the Tempur-Pedic. Now that we got the Tempur-Pedic, it doesn't move. Like I don't wake him up anymore.
yeah.
But I hate that feeling where
Ours,
where it literally feels like you crash into the bed and you like shoot up and you're like, what happened?
yeah. I was like, oh God, I thought I died. Oh, I'm not. I'm here. Okay, cool. But I've had other like normal reoccurring dreams that have nothing to do with like being chased.
That's good though.
Like they're just normal, like I've had one where I'm like back working at my old job.
Oh yeah, I
And
have a lot of those where I like am back being a waitress and I'm a terrible waitress.
oh, that's funny.
Yeah, like my key card won't work, or I don't know how to type in the order, or I can't find stuff on the computer, like crazy stuff.
Exactly. So then there's false awakenings, which this totally reminds me of Inception, where basically you think you've woken up from a dream and you haven't. You're still dreaming, which is that not totally Inception?
Oh yeah, pretty much. And again, like those dreams that I talked about before were like I realize I'm in a dream and then I wake myself up and then I think that I woke myself up, but then I just woke myself up to another dream and I'm still in the dream. I've definitely had
Like
that happen.
I don't particularly remember any of that happening to me. This reoccurring dream.
You mean the false awakening?
Yes, false awakening. Wow. I looked down and I was like, reoccurring. Hell yeah. No, false awakening. Yes, you're correct.
That's the only time I remember, and only because like I've had one very recently again where I said like I needed to wake myself up. I thought I did wake myself up, and then I was still sleeping, still
And
trying to wake myself up.
you still couldn't turn on that goddamn light.
Nope, still couldn't turn on the light. Couldn't go to the bathroom. I must have really had to pee in my dream or something.
You must have.
I eventually woke up though, obviously.
You wouldn't be here if you never woke up. You'd be in a hospital in a coma.
Yep.
So then the last one, or no, it's not the last one. So we got healing dreams, where it just kind of brings you balance, harmony, purpose, reconciliation. You could feel joyful. You could feel any of those things. It's not just like one or the other, but that's what they considered a healing dream. And I kind of consider that meeting with my grandfather like both a healing dream and prophetic.
I would say it would be
Because
both.
yeah, for obvious reasons.
Yeah. I mean, obviously you're getting kind of some closure, which is
Yeah.
bringing you balance and harmony, and then yeah, and it foretold the future too. So yeah, it was both.
Well, it really was. It's not prophetic's not necessarily just telling the truth, but it can be messages that you're receiving from the other side. If
Yeah,
you
yeah.
believe in that type of thing.
I think I do. I definitely believe there's another something.
There's
I don't know.
something out there.
Yeah, there's something out there.
Exactly.
Like the X-Files always said, there's something out there.
Exactly. But have you ever had a healing dream? Because I feel like if anybody's having a healing dream, it's going to be you.
I'm sure I have. I can't think of one off the top of my head right now, but I'm sure I have. I'm trying to think. If I think of anything before the end of it, I'll let you know. But I'm sure I have. I'm sure like everything, most people have, you just don't remember. Or after so long, it's just not there anymore.
Well, actually, just think back of any time you've ever woken up and felt peaceful, relaxed, because that's probably when you would have had a healing dream. Is
Probably.
like if you've ever woken up and thought, like, oh, this is like a good day. I feel like good. I feel like I have purpose. You know what I mean? That's kind
Yeah.
of your healing dream, probably. I would
Yeah.
imagine.
Which I'm definitely sure I've had one. It's just I can't
Yeah, there's
remember when.
nothing. Yeah, there's just nothing specific.
Yeah, there's nothing jumping out at me right now.
Hmm. Yeah, I feel like there are some like grandpa, like I will always probably remember how that
Yeah.
because it's not creepy, it's just like whoa, it's kind of
Yeah.
shocking almost.
Absolutely.
So then we've already talked about prophetic and then vivid, which are they feel real, they're easy to remember, they're most likely like the last dream that you've had. And a lot of people can have vivid dreams and recall them.
Yep. I remember having a lot of vivid dreams when I was pregnant.
And that is one of the main things they say changes your dreams is being pregnant.
Oh yeah. Wait until you're pregnant. You get really vivid, like interesting dreams.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't tell you any of them now. I don't it's been too long, but I definitely remember having very like vivid, unique, like what the heck is happening dreams.
Well, and that's I don't remember if this was you or somebody else that I spoke to that was pregnant, and they were like, "That's why I believe I'm having a boy or a girl is their dreams."
I
Like
did.
some people,
Yeah, I did dream about having a blue-eyed little boy because we never found out the sex. We didn't know until we had him, and I dreamed about having a boy, a little boy. So take that or leave it as what you think it is. But
exactly.
and I feel like obviously the books that we're forming from dreams obviously are vivid dreams because you remember them. They're
Yes.
very clear. You wrote them down.
I just wish I remembered more of it. Like I remember a lot of like the main plot, but I don't remember like smaller details. I feel like the book would be really easy to write if I did.
Well, you better
I'm
get back to dreaming.
I get well, I can't. I've never been able to dream. I've never dreamed about it again after the one time.
You might. Mine was the same way. I dreamed about it once. I didn't dream about it again for a long time. Then, like all of a sudden, like I did again. So you
So
might.
that is a vivid dream and a reoccurring dream.
There you go. Little column A, little column B.
Exactly. Exactly. So, what else you got want to talk about for dreaming?
Well, that was all the obviously the main things because we were going over all the different aspects. Crap. There was something else I like wanted and I can't think of it right now.
So, how do you think of your dreams? Do you think of your dreams as having like deeper meaning to yourself?
I used to think that, especially like I said, when I had that friend in high school that was like, "Oh, I've had this dream book. Like, look some stuff up." And I was like, "Oh, okay." And it was interesting to read through it. Like I said, it was stuff that you did not expect. I would
We
say
should
like,
go and look for another dream book. Wouldn't that
I
be
know.
fun?
I'm sure we could find one. And Connie had messaged me last week about like me arguing with my mom in
That was
her
funny.
dream.
Uh-huh.
And then she didn't, she said that she was pregnant in this, but she didn't like specify. And I was like, wait a minute, you're pregnant now? And she was like, no, 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 in the dream. And I was like,
No, no,
oh,
no.
okay.
I wasn't pregnant. You were pregnant. You were
Yeah.
pregnant and your mom was arguing about your pregnancy.
Yeah. It was so, and we were like, okay, we need to talk about dreams.
Well, and we already talked about it doing this podcast a little bit before. And then it was
Yeah.
like, okay, we should definitely do it now. So, do you like what is like have you ever had like a favorite dream? Like, oh, I remember this one. This is the one that like this is like a great dream that I've had before. Come on, any interesting dream stuff? I've told you mine. Now you tell me yours.
I definitely do dream a lot about like things that I've watched last on TV because like I'll watch something like Spartacus and then all of a sudden I'll be dreaming that I'm like some Roman warrior and I'm shooting bows and being a badass and I'm like, this is awesome.
I mean, hey, they say that watching, and reading is what changes your dreams.
And I can tell that I've been deprived for 6 months because I will have sexy dreams because
Wow.
my poor body is like, well, I'll give it to you somewhere else.
In the dream world, bounce chicka wow wow.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, that is not a bad way to wake up. Let me just say, I'd rather wake up to that than than a scary dream. That's for sure.
Yeah, it's at least more it's like, oh, okay. Starting the day off good, you
Right,
know?
exactly.
Let's see. But yes, I
How about you? Do you have any dream that sticks out that you've remembered for a long time?
only the grandpa
Just
one
like one
and the
about grandpa?
Mickey, yeah, and the Mickey Mouse because that's kind of memorable.
Right. And plus your mom helped finish off the memory
So,
for you.
do you want to know who will dream the most? You dream the most in your childhood, during pregnancy, and while grieving. While grieving, your dreams are vivid and feel more meaningful.
Okay, that makes sense because you're trying to search for meaning and why things happen.
But by the way, the dream I had about Grandpa was the day he died, but before I knew.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was at night. I dreamed, I woke up the next day and found out. Like it's not like I knew and was just processing my grief. I had no idea.
Yeah, which makes it even more unique.
Yes, it was kind of crazy.
When Kyle's gone, I will have dreams a lot of times about him getting injured or killed while he's away because obviously he's in the
Oh,
military, and that's
that's
um
sad.
I mean that's a common fear to have. So sometimes it'll come out in a dream as, somebody knocking on my door and giving me the flag and letting me know something happened to him. Not a whole lot, but it does happen sometimes, I think, just because it is something that I do worry about in the back of my mind. So sometimes it comes out in my dreams.
Okay, so you guys want to hear the most common dream themes?
Dream themes. I
According
like
to
that.
healthline.com, anyway. So it's falling, being chased, dying, teeth, which I find that one to be weird, being naked in public, pregnancy, flying, and sex.
hmm Sex dreams for sure are up there for me.
You're like, I'm liking those right now. Kyle's gone.
And so sometimes they actually work their magic. So, I'm not complaining.
So, yeah, those are the only like I mean, obviously I have the book dream, but I'm not going to talk about that on here
No.
because that would be weird. Would kill the book for sure.
Yeah, don't do that.
Exactly.
We don't want to kill it before it even gets going, right? Here, let's look at a dream dictionary.
Ooh. Gonna go buy myself one because that's awesome.
So, to dream that you're pregnant symbolizes an aspect of yourself or someone's or some aspect of your personal life that is growing and developing. You may not be ready to talk about it or act on it. Being pregnant in your dream may also represent the birth of a new idea, direction, project, or goal. Dreaming that you did not realize you were pregnant implies that you were in denial about something. You also have a tendency to ignore things until it is right in front of you. Alternatively, if you are trying to get pregnant, then the dream may be a wish fulfillment. If you are not trying to get pregnant, but dream that you are, then it symbolizes the fear of new responsibilities.
Ooh. Spicy. Everybody go out and get a dream dictionary. This sounds like fun. I feel like I could do this for hours. Especially like waking up after just having a dream, be like, now what does it mean?
Yes, like I just dreamed about a postcard. What does that mean?
Oh God.
I just picked a random word that I scrolled by.
Nice.
And if you want to know, if you to see or read a postcard in your dream represents your desire to be more open. If you receive a postcard in your dream, it may imply that someone is thinking of you.
Aw. It reminds me of that thing when I don't know if it was when you were a kid too, but like that 1111 make a wish, like oh
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. So you can obviously just look this stuff up online, or you can actually get a hardcover book if it's, or you know what I mean, not necessarily hardcover, but an actual like book in your hands book if you want to look up and see if you believe in the dream dictionary and symbols and signs and learn what your dreams actually mean, especially if you're having maybe like a recurring one that you're trying to understand.
yeah. So this is how to deal when shit gets real, and check us out on the Instagram and any other place, and listen to us people, and tell us about your dreams because we want to know. We'll talk to you next time.